Welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about how to find surface area using a net. Here's a big shape, what we call a polyhedron. When we're talking about surface area, we're asking, how do I gift wrap that? Or how much paper would I need to completely surround this shape? Let's start with some reminders. When we're talking about surface area, we mean we are finding the total area of all the faces of a polyhedron. So notice that, with total and all, we're going to need to do some addition. That's why I say that what you want to do is you want to find the area of each face and add them all up. And the way we can think about this is that the surface area is the total amount of wrapping paper you would need to wrap the shape. To help us find surface area, it's really helpful to think about a net. A reminder, a net is the flat shape that can be folded into the polyhedron. All of these are examples of nets for that cube. You start with any of these shapes. Typically, we look at this shape. You can fold that up to form a cube. With those reminders, let's find some surface area. For this problem, we want to find the surface area of this pyramid that has a square base. And what I've done is I've drawn the net over here. Now would be a really good time to think about the connection between these two shapes. There's a square base here. That's where it appears in the net. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 triangular faces, and here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 triangular faces. Let's write down some of the things we need to know about the net. I'm not going to be writing down the meters, but I know that I have 6 and 6 and 6 and 6 here. And when I look over at the triangle, I can see that the height of this triangle right here is 7 meters. So I'm going to be drawing in a 7, and then I'll draw in some heights here, and that's a 7. There's a 7, and there's a 7. When I want to find surface area, I have to find the area of each face and then add them all up. Let's start with the square right here. So I'm going to label that 1, and let's do the work. What is the area? Well, that's the area of a square. So that's going to be the side times the side. That's 36. Then if I move over to this triangle right here, I need to use area equals 1/2 times the base times the height. The base is the 6, the height is the 7. Notice that the base and the height are perpendicular to each other. What I need is 1/2 times 6 times 7. 1/2 of 6 is 3. 3 times 7 is 21. Notice that I have found the area of 2 faces so far. If I move over here to 3, I know what the answer is to 3. We just figured it out. It's 21 because that's the same triangle. If I move over here to face 4, I already know what the answer is. That's 21. Again, we figured that out already. Here's my last and 5th face, and I know what the area is. It's 21. Notice that what I've done is I've found the area of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces. It is now time to write down what the answer is. So I want to find the surface area. What I need to do is add up all of these numbers. When I add up those numbers, I get a total of 120. Just a reminder, I started with meters and I'm measuring area, so my answer has to be in square meters. So a final reminder, when you are trying to find surface area of a polyhedron, you want to find the area of each of the faces and add them up. In this case, a net was really helpful because I could easily see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces. I found the area of each face. I added them up. That's how you find surface area using a net.